Hello everyone, my name is Laura Mir, and today I'm going to talk about people that go to another country to learn German. We're talking about a year abroad where people trying to have experience to learn another language, in this case German. Online a program study designed for students that are going to study abroad for a year programs. The goal is to help students become more autonomous, self-reflective learners will abroad to increase their cultural and intercultural benefits. There are students that are a teaching and learning scholarship. There are multiple learning paths that our students can take during the year abroad. Personal learning, cultural and intercultural learning, linguistic benefits, and intercultural competence. For this case, we need the teachers to create a curriculum to help to promote self-reflective learning while abroad. Many students do not make the most of the year we call JAM, but it's the year abroad, learning, returning happy, but largely change in their knowledge about the culture and deficit in their reflective abilities. It is necessary to design a curriculum to prepare students for a year abroad and explores the associated learning implications in order to determine what curriculum contents is suitable to meet their aims. For this is necessary to know the students' experiences during the year abroad in order to know where their obstacles to learning were. One of the problems is that the students believe that they will learn and, um, and gain the language or in the culture just by being physical there. That is incorrect. They need first to learn about the new culture, socialize with the members of that culture. So that is necessary to think about what content will help students appropriately experience the culture and the cultural world. The content resolves more effectively when the students apply their knowledge outside the classrooms to see the relevance of the studies in intercultural. It's evident that the students are not meeting their year abroad goals regards to language acquisition and cultural understanding. So it's necessary to adjust the curriculum in order to raise students' awareness, giving them the necessary tools to overcome the difficulties. That means that they need to break with English speaking circles or German speaking circles because what happens is that, for example, they speak English, so they're trying to find people that speak the same language. So they have to get in contact with people with the language that they're learning. So they recommend to role plays, in this case in Germany, in order to overcome the obstacles concerning the language progression, to involve the students both emotionally and intellectually. To write a diary in Germany, that was one of the strategies for the people, for the students, in order to invest their free time doing something that really is important for the learning. And the use of free time, as I say, in these kind of activities. And now is Listen's turn. Lisette?
So, hi, classmates. So, we're gonna talk about opportunities and anxieties. This is a study of international students in the Trump era. So, in this research or study, the main goal is not to analyze the acquisition of a language specifically, but the opportunities and the anxieties of students that some of them already know English, but they are facing this Trump era. So this study was made by Kill Johnson, and he's a professor at the University of North Dakota School of Law. So as a background, right after the election of President Trump in November 2016, an international student went to him desperate to understand what the consequences of the election may be for her. So she went to him because he's a teacher of immigration law and she needed someone to talk to. So after that, this professor realized that many students were worried about the same thing. So in January 2017, when President Donald Trump assumed office, it was a very fast change because just 5 days after, so he changed the border security and many other things related with immigrants. So this professor and one of his colleagues held a forum at their law school of international law students, and then find out that many international students were worried about the same thing. And another universities were helping them because they treasure the students. They know that international students help to build lasting friendship with people all around the world. Another 171 organizations represented broad spectrum of professionals, scientific, engineering, and other. They wrote letters to President Trump asking him to reconsider his ban. So, and about the university, it's a very big university. It hosts about 15,000 students from all 50 states and at least 80 countries around the world. So it's a very good university with a great capacity. And the university is close to Canada. For that reason, they have many students that come from Canada. They interview 42 students, one from undergrad. Some were students, undergraduate students, and others graduate students, and were male and female from 6 different countries like Canada, Arabia, South Korea, and mainly in the areas of law, mainly aviation and engineering. And all of them, they have in common that they think that studying in the United States is a great opportunity, a unique opportunity. That is because the United States is a land of opportunity, is like the country with the world superpower, the greatest countries in the world. So they say that America is a place where they can dream. But on the other hand, they have anxieties too, because all this movement that Trump was making since the beginning of his election is affecting also the American citizens with these rejecting feelings against all the foreigners. So they are happy because they are in the United States studying, but they are worried about how they were perceived by Americans. Like they feel that they are not welcome and they don't feel free to express their ideas, to voice their ideas by social media. And they're worried about work experiences and difficulties to find a job after graduation. So employee discrimination, community discrimination. So they have opportunities, but they have also anxieties. So these are like the feelings that the students, international students, have in the United States. So they're facing these two things in the Trump era. So that's all can I say about this topic. We can continue with with partner Older.
Hello everyone, I am Oliver. I'm going to explain about Erasmus program. This program is directed to teacher candidates where the integrity in environment, not academic, for interacting with other cultures of different countries, and also promote understanding to develop communication. The principal reason for joining the program Erasmus is meeting new culture, improving foreign language, academic developing self-confidence, and Erasmus program was formed to ensure the mobility of student lecturers and administrators among countries and to support the acceptance of the diplomas and educational process being accepted. For other hand, this program has formed an environment or global competition or all vocational level and areas having international characteristics. Is considered to be very instrumental for teacher, candidate, student, and lecture exchange program participating in the Erasmus program have reached a number of Turkey in recent years. The majority universities in Turkey are seeking ways to better integrate themselves into the program. And also, the program, their acceptation and experience from the program. Student exchange program benefit from the cultural, professional, and social environment of the countries in which they study. The current student might also be considered a form of feedback for external university, helping to determine how functional the Erasmus program is the teacher training process and for the culture of education. For other hand, student exchange program during the 2011, 2012, and 2012-2013 academic year in determining the university and participation to be used for this study. About the cultural part, I'm going to explain this part. And person develop themselves this by the teacher candidate in this study are in according with the finding separate study conducted outside of Turkey. Interaction academic gain appear at high level. The fact of the academic gain are emphasized by almost all the teacher candidates from every department indicate the Erasmus program is perceived as important and one academic development. The teacher candidate mostly relate multidimensional thinking and acquiring self-expression skill with those teaching technique, teaching one how to think the class and they and the lecture, performing those activities. Below are explained statements made by the participating teacher candidate. Now the partner Erika.
Okay, hello everyone. My topic is about learning mobility. It's about exchange programs in high school as part of transnational mobility. For middle-class German teenagers, studying abroad for a longer period has become increasingly popular and a better professional option. Learning a language or improving work history while spending time abroad. In Germany, there are no concrete data on this international mobility, which is why the data can only be collected through surveys that show that 11.5% of the German population has remained abroad for more than 3 months, regardless of the reason for their stay. The exchange at the secondary school in Germany implies an intercultural exchange that should take place between the student and his new family or community. This program benefits teenagers, students, and its goal is to learn a new language and develop personal skills such as intercultural competence. This is one of the aspects that differentiate the high school exchange program from others. Its main objective is to learn together with the people of the host country and not, for example, work a professional study or leisure program. Michael Westbrook, in his research project, he talked about the impact of such programs as a popular way of going abroad for German teenagers. These results of the online survey indicate that it is very likely that former exchange students will stay abroad again. Half of the students in the entire sample had more international experience over a period of at least 6 weeks. When observing all respondents from before 2008, it turned out that more than half returned abroad for a period of more than 6 weeks. This means that there is more international experience. Studying abroad is the most common way to get more international experience. An internship or a job in another country is also very common, as well as traveling for a longer period. Most respondents made more than one stay abroad. In addition, studying abroad at the university level is an easy way to go abroad, since with university association programs there are generally fewer obstacles than trying to leave the country in the other ways. In my opinion, regarding the issue of transnational mobility, is that the objective of international education implies a continuous adaptability to a changing world on an interconnected world and of increasing access and understanding for those who venture into this exchange. Studying in another country is a challenge with high possibilities of growth because interculturality changes the vision and project of life of the individual from the personal and social to the work, since it opens up new opportunities that are not possible to access those students who they have no contact with this kind of transnational mobility. Okay? So now Maria Goodman is going to talk.
Hello, classmates. My topic is effectiveness of having a native language partner, descriptive analysis of language exchange programs. The idea that a native speaker can help a student to prove the skills and performance of that language is widely spread and is a fact that have proved to give positive results, and institutions like Colombo Americano and bilingual schools usually have at least some native speakers so the students can practice with them. Today I will mention one of the studies regarding this topic. The data of this study took more than 7 years, and because of that amount of time, it helped to analyze the data of the study in a better perspective. Briefly, I will mention the scenario. Those are undergraduate students that enroll for a Japanese class in a university in Australia. Were assigned a Japanese language partner. Each person has one Japanese partner, and they were supposed to get together certain hours per semester, actually certain hours per week, And there was an interview at some point at the end of semester with the teacher, teacher of the Japanese class, to see how the level the student improved. And having that language partner was supposed to be to help the student to improve the skill, at the same time to be prepared for that interview, so the person does will not be anxious and worry about the interview, but so the student can be familiar with just talking with someone that speaks Japanese. In a different article titled "Native and Non-Native, We Are Worth More," it is mentioned how can each other help. Each person can contribute in improving different aspects of the language skills or training that each person has had. This is related like having a language partner and the normal person who is just learning Japanese. But coming back to the main topic, a native language partner can help to improve skills and have good grades, but as other studies, for example, one focus in attending classes, have shown it is very important to actually go to class. It affects the performance in the class. In this case, the language process of acquiring the language. Because going to the class will help you to keep improving, and the teacher can help you with specific things, or at the same time cover certain topics that otherwise you will not cover them, or you will otherwise you won't understand it. So coming back to the main study in Australia, the results show that having a language partner, it helps, and attending the class helps a lot. So the two combined shows that are very important. So having a language partner, a native language partner, and attending class is very important, and will help the students to have better grades and to actually improve in that language that they are acquiring. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, everyone, thank you very much for your participation. Have a good night.